Alright everyone, V Jose 32 back in the house. I decided to quickly do a review on these heritage decks and the vintage decks I got today. First of all, quick look at the vintage Thistle backs. If you want a better review on them, check out my vintage series deck review that I did. It's in my video somewhere, just look for it, and you'll see all the other vintage decks that I have from this series. Anyway, this is what it looks like. The box says bicycle, vintage design, Thistleback 1891 to 1939, and it does have some embossing here on bicycle. You can feel it. And then you see what the cards look like here. On this side it says playing cards made in USA. On the other side, the US Playing Card Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. On the top it says poker playing cards, apparently, although you can't see plain, but that's what it looks like. And there's a blue seal. The bottom there's a barcode and it says bicycle and some numbers. And the back you see the face and the back of the cards, and there's some information on the vintage series. And this one, nothing too important. The flap is just a standard trademark information, and we open it up. We get an ad card for Sudoku, and there's actually a Sudoku game card in there as well, but I got rid of it. Well, it's in my collection of ad cards. Usually when a card, whether it's an ad card or whatever it might be, if it has the back of the card on it, I keep it in the deck in case I need to use a double back, make a double back or something, or you need some kind of a gimmick. But if it's just an ad card with no back on it, then I put it in my pile of ad cards. The rest of the cards, as you can see, are just a standard bicycle jokers. You got this vintage style ace of spades, which I looked at in my video on the vintage decks. It's pretty nice ace of spades, US playing cards on top, bicycle on the bottom in this interesting font, and then Cincinnati right at the very bottom, and then you got this vintage style spade pip with the kind of a wheel, bicycle wheel in the background and some wings, and it's pretty cool. I like that spade, the ace I should say. And then you got a guaranteed joker, and the rest of the deck just a standard bike. Nothing too much to say about that. It does, fan fairly nicely and everything, which is what you'd expect from a deck of bicycle playing cards. Enough said, I think. If you want to see more on the vintage decks, just check out my deck review, like I said, on the vintage decks, because they are the same. And there is the blue deck as well. I'll just show you. There it is. Same thing except in blue, and I didn't really look at the back design, but what it is, you got these two elves, I believe it is, sitting here playing cards, and then there's this really old style bicycle there with a big wheel and a little wheel, no brakes. I've actually seen one of these on Pawn Stars. Some guy tried to sell it, or he did sell it. Anyways, pretty interesting, but yeah, like I said, it's got the really big wheel and a tiny wheel in the back, and then you got some leaves on the top and bottom. Along the side you got some guy here, I'm not really sure what he's doing. It looks like he's riding a unicycle or something. And then there's another tire as well here, and same on this side, which is actually it's not a tire, it's a unicycle, looks like. And then you got a guy riding a unicycle, now that I see it. Anyways, that's what I can make out of it. It's got a lot of stuff going on in there, a lot of detail. It's not bad looking, and I'm glad to have it in my collection, finally. I may actually be giving away one of these decks and one of my vintage series Cupid backs in a contest or a giveaway, so we'll see. Now, onto these decks. I'll try to go through them kind of quickly. The Bicycle Heritage Series. Some people don't like the boxes. I don't think they're too bad. They fit the theme. They're heritage decks and they look like a heritage deck should look. And what you got is, it says Bicycle on top. On the bottom it says Heritage Series playing cards, and then it says this one Tri-Tire number 2, 1905. This one is Pneumatic number 1, 1894. This one is Chainless, 1899. And this one is Pedal, 1899 as well. That's a long time ago. That's almost over 110 years ago. That's wow. Anyway, and for those wondering, these are the only colors they come. You can't get a blue Pedal or a red Chainless. And same with these ones, they only come in red, in blue. These two only come in blue, these two only come in red. That's it, there's the 4. Apparently these are supposed to be part of the vintage series, but then for some reason they canned this series, and then they decided to release these decks in their own series, and I don't think they went over that well either. They didn't sell too many of them, I don't think. Anyway, on this side it says Bicycle Heritage Series in gold. As you can see, this one has blue outlines. The red deck has red outlines and red lettering, and this one has blue lettering. On the other side, same thing. On the top, same, you know, blue lettering and blue borders, or red lettering and borders in this one. And it says standard size, standard face. On the bottom there's a barcode and trademark information. In the back you see the back design of the cards. This is the Tri-Tire number 2. It's not bad looking. And it also has, as you can see, a black seal. Unlike the vintage decks which have blue seals, at least these ones do. This one, the Chainless, looks like that. The Pedal looks like that. And then this one is the Pneumatic. It's kind of maybe my least favorite because it's a one-way design. And it has 2 wheels with this picture in the middle with 2 people, a man and a woman, riding bicycles in some kind of a field, it looks like. And then we got tires right around the entire border except for here in the center. It's kind of interesting, not bad looking, aside from the one-way back part. Flap has trademark information, and I'll show you. They do have an ad card or 2. I think I got rid of one, but this is just for bicyclecards.com. There's the back design again. If you flip it around, you know, it's not too noticeable, but it will be noticeable anyway. The cards are just standard bicycles, standard bicycle. You got a guaranteed joker and a regular joker, and the Ace of Spades is a standard Ace of Spades. A little bit of a letdown, in my opinion, when they're looking at decks, making decks that are vintage decks or heritage decks like these ones. They should have the old school court cards and the Ace of Spades, and they do have the old school Ace of Spades in the vintage series decks, but not in this one. I mean, back in 1899 they did not have these jokers or these court cards or this Ace of Spades, so why would you not make this deck more authentic? That's my only issue with the decks. They do spread nicely. They do fan nicely for the most part. And they handle play nicely. I like the stock and everything, the feel. I was noticing such a big difference from the Cincinnati decks in the vintage series to these ones. These ones are much softer stock, it seems. A little easier to handle. They're not as stiff. You don't have to work them in as much. They're pretty much ready to go out of the box. Those ones I still have to play with them, try to get them more flexible and easier to dribble and whatnot. The rest of the decks are identical. I'll quickly show you the back design. There is the pedal. The pedal has some leaves in these four corners. In the center, you got petals with a nut and bolt right in the very center. And then along the border, you got, you guessed it, petals, and then again some more nuts and bolts in the corners. It's pretty interesting, not bad looking, and it's not a one-way design, so that's a bonus. The chainless looks like this. What you got is you got some what looks like bicycle gears right around the border. You also got some here in the center, and then what you have is, you can see inside this, there's some design here, an artwork, and then in the background looks like you're looking through a window or something. You see a bike wheel and the pedals and part of a bike, and there's no chain, which is why it's called a chainless. As you can see, there's a, you kind of see the pedal and the wheel, and it's no chain or anything like that. And then there is the tri-tire. Tri-tire is kind of cool. I won't even pull it out of the box. I'll show you right here if I can. It's tri-tire is the name of the deck, and you got 1, 2, 3 tires in the center here. That's why it's called a tri-tire. Then you got these angel wings. You got all sorts of dots and circles, if you will, and you got a border. It almost looks like a bike chain to me on this border, and that's it. It's kind of a very simple back design compared to the other ones, but not bad. Anyway, that's the Heritage Series decks, and then a little quick view, which is taking me 12 minutes. I apologize for going so long. If you want to get these decks, you can get them at a reasonable price. PokerStud52, I'll post a link. Tell them I sent you, and you'll get a discount. Well, hopefully. And that's all I got to say about that. And don't forget to check out Group of Power. We have a contest going on. Like I said, I don't really know the details. They didn't tell me that. They just told me there's a contest going on. Tell everyone about it. So that's what I'm doing. There's a contest going on, and I'm telling you all about it. So check out Group of Power. And don't forget, Friday on Group of Power, I'm going to be reviewing the Bicycle Samurai deck and possibly the Green Artifice. Alright. I'm going to be looking at the Bicycle Templar Knights still tonight, and then I promise that's it for today. I've been getting some people saying you got too many videos, or they're too long, or so I'm trying my best not to go too long with the videos, and I'm trying my best not to have too many videos in one day. Alright. See you next time.